All right, as we take a look at the state of Alaska, this video is going to be a little bit different than the other videos that we've done for the other states where we highlight the best car shipping locations and the more challenging car shipping locations, simply because shipping cars to or from Alaska, it's a very different process. First and foremost, all Alaska transports are done by ship and not by truck, because that's the safest and quickest method to ship vehicles between Alaska and the 48 states. And because we are dealing with ships, we are dealing with ports. And so the ports that are involved with Alaska transports are the Port of Alaska in Anchorage and the Port of Tacoma in Tacoma. You don't see it on the map here, but Tacoma is just south of Seattle. And so the shipments are between those two ports. Now, most of our transports for Alaska are between Alaska and Washington. And so the process for those transports are very straightforward. First of all, we handle all the details and all the paperwork, and ultimately we provide the customer with a booking number, and all they have to do is drop their vehicle off at the port Monday through Friday, anytime during business hours. Now, when you book an order, we give you all those details and instructions and directions to the port, but all you're going to do is just check your vehicle in, provide your booking number, and that's it. Now, the next obvious question is, well, how long does it take to get my vehicle from the lower 48 states to Alaska or vice versa? Now, I'm only going to give you the actual time that the vehicle's on the ship, and that time is less than 7 days. It's basically within a week. So when the ship deport, it arrives at the other port, and your vehicle will be ready to be picked up at that other port within 7 days. Now, what if we're talking about a location outside of the port of Tacoma? So let's say we're talking about Billings, Montana. You have to ship a vehicle from Billings, Montana to Anchorage. Well, the process there would involve us picking your vehicle up in Billings, loading it on a truck, and then it would be trucked to the port of Tacoma, where it would be unloaded, and then loaded on to the ship, and then it would set sail up to the port of Alaska, and then you would pick your vehicle up in Anchorage. And again, the distance or the time it takes from the port of Tacoma to the port of Alaska is within 7 days. And then, you're going to have your standard trucking time between Billings and the port of Tacoma. And at that time, when you book the order, we'll tell you what our schedule is at that point as far as how long it takes for that trucking component. But the actual shipping component is always within 7 days. And there are two ships that depart from both ports. One departs at the beginning of the week, and the other ship sets sail towards the end of the week. And the ship that your vehicle goes on is determined by when you get your vehicle at the port, or when we get your vehicle at the port, if there is a trucking component involved. Now, some other details about Alaska transports. Most of our transports are open deck transports, meaning your vehicle is on the top of the deck, so it's exposed to the elements. It's no different than shipping your vehicle on an open trailer when we're shipping a vehicle on a truck, a truck and trailer situation. But we do have closed deck options available. So if you have, let's say, a valuable vehicle or a classic vehicle and you just absolutely don't want it exposed to the elements, there are closed deck options available, and we can give you the details for that if you need that. We also allow personal items to be shipped with your vehicle, but there are various stipulations, extra charges, and some extra steps that are involved when you're shipping a vehicle with personal items. And then finally, we only service Fairbanks and Anchorage right now in Alaska. So if you have a car to ship to or from Alaska, outside of those two cities, you would need to be able to get your vehicle to either Fairbanks or to Anchorage. And then I guess one final note, when we're dealing with Fairbanks, there is always a trucking component involved, because if we're going to Fairbanks, then we have to truck the vehicle from the port of Alaska up to Fairbanks. And of course, if it's coming from Fairbanks, then we truck the vehicle from Fairbanks to the port of Alaska, where it then sets sail to the lower 48 states. To find out what it costs to ship a car to or from Alaska, get an instant quote on our website at www.jnstransport.com.